Alright, so last time I went way too long. So the video was like 4.5 hours. And I think this time I'm going to try to make it real short. Maybe like 30 minutes, 15 minutes. See how that does. I also had I noticed the sound was a little loud. So we're going to adjust the sound volume down to, I'm going to say 10%. And we're back. Alright. What was I doing? Well, I have a tiny little fleet. Got some accepted missions. Maybe the music's still a little too loud. That's as quiet as it goes. Alright. I'll figure out how to do these things better eventually. So, at the end of the last episode, we made a bunch of these wolf frigates. 10 of them, I believe. And, well, they're not perfect. They're basically like really annoying mosquitoes, but I've noticed a really strong weakness that they don't do flux damage, no hard flux, and that's a bit of a problem. But they sort of work, so hopefully we can find a bounty. This one looks like he's in our range. Well, actually, a little too weak, but we'll go give it a shot anyways. He's rumored to be hiding near a barren, bombarded world in a trinary star system. Well, we know where that is. Only 7 days remaining. Actually, we're gonna have to find a different one. That's one thing I don't like about the bounties. They only last for like 120 days, but by the time you get ready to do them, they're out of time. We could probably do this one. That one's got 71 days. I think I'd rather do this one. Alright. He is rumored to be hiding out near a rocky ice world in a black hole system in the Shiddim constellation. So, obviously in there. Let's go. I am thinking about changing this fleet after my experiences with beam weapons or energy weapons. It seems they're not too great when they're not large size. Alright, what did it say? Rocky Ice World. Okay. I imagine he's over here. We'll go take a look. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that my ships are going to be able to do this, but I'm going to try. Alright, so the very first thing I want to do is take out our cousin, of course. He decided to bug out and get us surrounded on all sides. This is not great. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go after this guy. See, all these weapons don't do hard flux, so that little pip on top of the flux line doesn't really go up unless the ship itself makes it go up, which is what I'm not liking, and I wasted a bunch of time yesterday um, trying to build this fleet because I had no idea how hard it would be to find energy weapons, and this is really terrible. Yeah, that's what we're learning. So we're going to avoid the venture in these for now. And we're going to go full assault because these guys are basically being cowardly. We're doing really poorly here, which is why we need to change our fleet. Oh. At least we killed a hound. You see how terrible these beam weapons are doing? I think low tech in the early game is probably the way to go, but I didn't know that. I heard high tech was good, but I'm experiencing reservations about that opinion now. But maybe we can pull something off here. It at least looks pretty, right? Even though it's really not that effective. Oh, we lost Wolf 9. I was kind of joking last stream. I'm going to probably change their names. But we're in a bad situation right now. Yeah, I think we're going to lose this whole fleet. Actually, we only have 6 left. I wanted to try these wolves, but I gotta tell you, I'm thinking they nerfed beam weapons since whoever wrote that wolves were great. Just a hunch, because they're not doing so great. And, yeah, I don't know. Nobody saw that, right? What I've learned is this fleet sucks. They can't do any hard flux. And we're going to go over that so nobody else makes the same mistake. It says long range, but it does no hard flux under that ancillary data at the bottom there where it says no hard flux. What that means is their shields don't, their flux levels on their ships, which is, I guess, synonymous with their heat levels, doesn't get stuck upwards. So you can't really overload them unless you completely surround them. And these weapons, while they're long range, they just don't do it. I have 3 tactical lasers, annihilator rocket launchers, 2 of them, and then a graviton beam. And it looks kind of cool. I mean, it does seem like a graviton beam fits right with the wolf design. You know, these look kind of silly, like little paws, like dog paws. But this isn't working out against anything larger than a frigate. Even though we're supposed to do 20% more damage to ships larger than frigates. And I like the idea, but it seems like I wasted a bunch of money and time last time trying to try this out. I almost wonder if at this point, instead of just scrapping the whole fleet and trying to grind out money again for a while, I'll fly somewhere that sells heavy blasters, and I didn't like the idea for the simple fact that they use 720 flux a second, but it at least does damage and does hard flux damage, so I almost wonder if that would work better. I don't like the idea of like if we go in here, see how this says 300 flux weapon use and 300 dissipation? And that meant that I could use all these non-stop without running out. But I almost think that maybe this is just like a little hit and run type ship, like a little rogue, where maybe I could only fire for like 3 seconds and then get out because my flex is too high. But at least in those 3 seconds I'd do like 1500 damage instead of, you know, 900 no hard flux. I'm not sure. I really want to love these wolves, but they're not doing well. At this point, I was joking about the names. I'm gonna name them after my dogs in my life after chronological order. So my first dog was Benji, and then we had another dog. This one was very young, so bear with me. I think the dog's name was Chips, but we named it something else. So yeah, we're just gonna go. Wow, I feel bad for not remembering that dog's name. Anyways, so we're gonna go with Sailor. So we had Sailor next, and I had a dog named Virginia, and then I had a dog named Teddy Bear, and I had a dog named Bambi, and I had a dog named Beans. He's my most recent dog, so we're gonna keep it like that. There was more dogs. Let's see here. Virginia, Ginny is what we called her. Bambi, Teddy Bear. I think we had dogs named Annie. I don't know. There was 2 golden doodles, but for some reason I can't remember their names. Probably because there's like trauma related to them, because they did not have good endings. Wow, it's really weird. I can't remember their names. Well, there's Dahlia. She's this giant Cane Corso. And then there's Daisy. She's like this huge wolf-looking thing that's all white. It's a weird German Shepherd that's like a white Shepherd. I don't know. Schooled up. And then we have Rip, and he's a Border Collie, and he is ridiculous. I am not gonna joke. He is high energy. And we have Ellie, and she's a one-eyed Frenchie. And then we have Beans, and he is my favorite dog. And you shouldn't say that, but my favorite living dog. And the second one is obviously Daisy. But then there's Ellie, and then there's Rip. And these ones are still around. Ellie is still around, but she lives with my parents. This one I had to give away because I lived in an apartment at the time, and she had puppies because my brother thought it would be funny to let her meet a chocolate lab. And she was a pit bull, and she made 13 puppies. It was insane. Teddy Bear was also a pit bull, and no, she was a Rhodesian Ridgeback, but she looked like a pit bull. I think she was a pit bull mixed with a Rhodesian Ridgeback, or she was a pit bull and we just called her a Rhodesian Ridgeback because where we were living at the time, there was a lot of negativity towards pit bulls. Sweetest dog ever. She ended up going to a new home with a bigger yard because obviously I lived in an apartment and she was high energy. She could jump 6.5 feet in the air. Virginia was like one of my first dogs as a kid, and I didn't really first high energy dogs as a kid that I didn't know what I was doing. And my mom secretly took her and gave her to somebody else because apparently I wasn't walking her enough or something. I was like, I don't know, 12. Sailor, we had for 17 years. He was a golden retriever, but he was white. So I guess he was a white retriever. And he was a great dog, and he had a really good life, and he lived a lot longer than he should have. Benji was my first dog, and this guy, he was some kind of weird mutt. I had him when I was a little kid, and he was really well trained. He actually saved my life twice as a child. One time I was having seizures. It was crazy. I don't know why, um, but yeah, he called help. Another time I got attacked by two Doberman pinchers, and he beat them up even though he was like a third their size and only one of them. He lived to be 26 years old. So, yeah, he gets to be number one here. But Beans is, hey, I thought, oh, I didn't hit enter. There we go. Beans is, yeah. This dog here, Ellie, she was, a Frenchie that I guess some family or people were breeding, and then when she was no longer able to breed, they just dropped her off in the middle of some wilderness area, and she made it to a road, and by that time she only had one eyeball, and she was like a string bean. It was very sad. But she got rescued, and now she's a fat, happy, very old Frenchie. So these are my dogs. There's more, so I'll have to ask my sister if she remembers the names of the Cocker Spaniel that we had, which peed a lot, and the two Golden Doodles. I mean, what do they call those? Yeah, Golden Doodles, but they weren't gold. They were black, furred, you know. But I really like those dogs, except they're a little neurotic with fireworks. Anyways, off topic. My bad. So now I've got 1 minute, and I've just wasted this stream basically talking about my dogs. Anyways, I've had a lot of dogs. I'm old. And what did we want? We wanted to see if they had heavy blasters. Because weapons without hard flux appear to be useless. Yeah, and that's my timelet for now. I'll have to come to this later. Yeah, this is a really bad stream, but I'll be able to see if the sound is improved. Because I noticed when I had a lot of really backward music, I just couldn't hear myself uh, on the last stream. So I'm just learning here. Yeah, so we're going to call this one